Hello guys, and welcome once more to another tutorial video. So today we are going to be doing one for Bukayo Saka. Yeah, the link to download these renders for Bukayo Saka are down in the description below. Okay, and if you need the PSD, the Photoshop file, the link is also in the description below. Without further ado, let's get to it. So first off, I'm just going to come and take my new file, and here select this one, 1080 times 1350. If you don't have this, just go ahead and you input the width and the height here, and 8-bit. Yeah, I'll take it up to 16-bit. Create. Let's say 16-bit is mostly for when you want to like print files, but like if you're doing something that's going to be printed, use 16-bit. Keep those colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab in my picture of Bukayo Saka. I think I have it open here, so I'll simply just drag it and drop. Get this one first. Okay, go ahead and just bring on my layers panel right here. Control T, and I can scale this however I want it to be. So I'm just going to bring it about here. Now that's fine. So I'm just going to go ahead real quick and bring in my next render of Bukayo Saka. I have it here, so I'll just drag it and drop. Now I'm simply going to like scale it down to this level, the shoulder level, and take it up a bit. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. I think we can work with that now. Now click on this layer and go ahead and create a mask. Select my brush, make sure it's set to black, and just slightly erase over this one right here. I think I'll do it again to just like, yeah. Now I'll go ahead and reduce the opacity of my brush, take it down to like 70%, and do that again. I just want like a certain fade down here, a really nice fade. Okay, now that's fine, so I'll go ahead and save this project. Actually, this design is supposed to be really simple, very simple, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring a text here. I'm going to write Bukayo Saka. So first off, I'll write Bukayo. I need capital letters. Bukayo. Okay, hold on a sec. So I'm just going to do that again. Something happened. Yeah, Bukayo. Cool. Okay, so now I have Bukayo sets, and I think I'll leave it at white though because I'll change the background later on. But for now, let's just leave this one here. Yeah, it's not really showing because of the background. We'll come over to that. So I'll come here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add a gradient in this background. Select gradients, and I'm just going to go ahead and select one of my gradients here that I think I'm going to use, this one. Now once that is done, we can go back to our Bukayo here. So Control T to open the transform layer, shrink this down a little bit, and kind of rotate it a bit to just give it like a nice feeling you get to it, a nice touch. It doesn't always have to be straight, you know. Bukayo, will it even fit there? So now press Ctrl J over this layer to duplicate it, drag it down, and just double click over that. Saka. Now I sort of want one text to be bigger than the other, and that's Saka. So Ctrl T, increase this, scale this up, way up. Now this one looks more like it, unless one is smaller than the other. Can we make this like thinner? Set to black. Let's put extra bold into. Okay, now this one works. Control T, yeah. I just want to scale it a bit. Now this one's fine, so I'm just going to go ahead and link these two layers. Yeah, so while this is selected, I hit control my keyboard and click here. Then I can right click and link layers. Now you see what happens. I can literally just click over here and move the two together. Select my move tool first. You see what's happening there? Okay. So now we have this part, or should I just bring it up here? This space is too empty, I think. Nah, the colors. I think we're going to fit something else up there. Now for one thing that I really love doing is adding noise, yeah? So I like to add my noise. Just come over here to filter, noise, add noise. Okay, convert this layer to a smart object first here. I don't need it to be too much. Let's see. (8.21) or 7.26. Okay, I think it's fine at 5.82. So we'll leave it at that. I still have a feeling it's not so visible. It's not really that visible, yeah. So I'm going to add it again. Cool. So 7.26, that's fine. I'm going to leave it at that. Now going ahead to enhancing our Bukayo Saka's images. So I'll go to filter. You can just head over to camera raw filter, and Saka is too dark in this image. I need to make him kind of lighter, yeah. So first I come over to light. I like adding my exposure. For real. I think that's fine. Contrast, let's take it up a bit. No, a bit too dark. Highlights, let's add the highlights. Shadows, yeah, I definitely need more shadows. Less shadows rather. There's too many of them. Reduce the blacks. And now I come over to effects, texture. I added the texture. Now the clarity is going to be even darker. Now for the dehaze, the clarity makes it like sort of dark, so when you do that, you just go over to dehaze, and it's going to kind of keep it bright. Okay. Now over to color mixer, I'm going to just go ahead and the reds, yeah, up the reds, and you just adjust based on how you want to collect your color, yeah. Now as you can see here, we have a different quality. You see we have up things a little bit, and it kind of looks cooler. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to the next photo of Bukayo Saka, which is this one, and repeat the process. Okay, so right now I don't like how the background is just a plain gradient color, and I'm going to add something to it. So I'll come over here and add a little bit of background and change it to overlay. So I'll select this one right here. Just going to scale that up. Bring this down. I don't want this text, yeah, that text at the bottom. Okay, so here it's fine. So I take done and come over to my blending options and choose divide. Now this is what I want. So right now we're going to go ahead and add our lighting, like the lighting on Bukayo Saka. So first off, I'll start with this one right here, and I'm going to add a solid color layer, solid color, and choose white. Now click on this color itself and invert the layer. Now once that is done, we are going to just, you hold Alt key on your keyboard and you see the cursor changes here. I click to mask it to this layer. I select my brush and kind of just zoom into this. Adjust the size of my brush a little. So I don't really know why my brush tip is not showing, but either way, I'll change the color here, the foreground color to white. Make sure my brush is selected, and well, that's too big here. Did you see the gain? I kind of like this one. Did you see the gain? Really small, like for real. Yeah. Control Z. Now my opacity was at 70%. I need to make sure it's at 100 for the result I need. So I just do that. Real nice. Notice how I'm just hovering over the edge. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, now last one. Okay, there was a lot of darkness like on that hair, somehow grayish. So I'm doing this right now to give you that nice reflection. Now I'm going to go ahead my blending mode and choose linear dodge, add. Now you see what we're getting. So okay, that's not all, that's not done. I'm going to add another layer, a solid color still, and let's just choose any color for now. Click over here to this hue layer and invert it. Cool. So now I'm going to add, like, it's literally white up there, so nothing much. I'm going to add the same white, so I'll just increase the size of this my brush, clipping mask this over here, and oh sorry, do this. Choose there. Oh, I kind of use red. I don't know how this will finally look, but okay, so let's go to our blending mode and choose linear dodge, add. See what we get in there. Overlay. Okay. Now I don't really want that in overlay, give us something bizarre, so I'll just go over to linear dodge, add still, and reduce the opacity. Cool. Now that's not done, we'll go over to this other picture of Saka, do the same. And first of all, just add a solid color and make sure it's set to white. Go ahead and invert this. Invert. Select my brush and hover over here. Clipping mask it is just literally the same process. So I'm basically just doing the same thing, like adding this nice wide edge light. These dark places mostly. Basically that's what I'm just doing right now. Now someone asked me like, where is my light source? I mean, it's everywhere there's orange. Okay, yeah, something here. I select my brush again and over here. Basically just do the same thing. So for this next layer, I choose orange and I'm going to kind of just select my brush once more, increase the size of this to, let's say, 53 or 54, and make sure I'm on this layer and it's set to white, and kind of like just start from here. Oops, that's too much. Okay, and just add those glows nice and slow. Okay, so now that we're done doing that, just come over and select overlay. Overlay doesn't work, so we'll just still choose linear dodge, add. So actually I simply just choose overlay here, and I'm going to go ahead and add another layer. Select the solid color and I'm going to make sure it's white. Alright. Click here and invert still. Now I'll do the same thing but with a much bigger brush. Okay, now that this last one is done, I'm going to go ahead and choose linear dodge, add, and kind of reduce the fill. So what happens when you turn it all down, and so what happens when you turn it up a little bit. It gives it that, like, yeah, kind of enhances the glow a little bit. So you can just go ahead and reduce these other layers if you don't want them so much. So I always like to adjust the fill instead of the opacity. Take down the fill. Yeah. Okay, so now that that is done, we're just going to go ahead and bring in our foot shadow of this man right here. And I'm going to add it above this layer. So I'll just go to file. I already have this done. So I'm just going to like drag and drop. Simply just going to bring it in. Oh, didn't expect this video to be this long though. Just going to wrap this up real quick. Just placing it where it's actually going to like Control T again, fit. I always do this like you do the first one, then take it over. Okay. Control J to duplicate it. I need it thicker than that. Control J again the third time. Now Control T and you can scale this last one up. Make it really large, yeah. And you simply reduce the opacity of the last one. Take it up to 80. Now that's fine. Let's zoom this and see what we get. No, it doesn't look really professional, yeah. So I'll reduce the opacity of the second one as well. Reduce it. This one too. Now I'll leave that one at 100. For the last one, I'll just come over to filter and blur, Gaussian blur. Leave it at 4.0. Then I'll up the opacity back to what it was. Now let's see how it looks. Okay, now I think I need to just shift it. So I hold here, I'm just going to hold shift, select all of them. Use my arrow keys to kind of move it to the left. Or better still, just drag. Control T to scale the three of them. I need to drag this, make it bigger. Now I feel like that's much better.